Hey there, this is Eric. Welcome to this presentation. I wanted to discuss a very important area to this business that is a must listen to. You got to go through this presentation. Just make yourself get through this. Take notes, watch it a couple times. It can make a significant difference in your life, in your business, in your income, in your family's lives, in your happiness, in your joy, in your confidence, in your empowerment, everything. Okay. I've been there. I've done that. I've been doing this for well over 20 years. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've had lots and lots and lots and lots, thousands of clients over the years who are looking to sell high ticket offers and services and products online in their businesses, from lawyers to doctors and financial advisors and coaches and celebrities and consultants and insurance agents and real estate and on and on and on and on, you name it. And I'm telling you right now, this area here is an area that comes up again and again and again the closer I work with people. And as I get to know them well, these are some of the things that they don't discuss. These are some of the things that they don't want to talk about until we get to know each other pretty well. And then they decide, hey, here's something that's been bugging me. Here's something that I'd like to talk to you about. And I want to tell you that early in my career, this was a really big problem. And it took me years to somewhat master this. Okay. I don't claim that I've mastered this even to this day, but I remember going to a mastermind and I was on the plane and I had my notebook. And I had written down in the notebook, what is the one thing that if I could get the answer to this one problem, that when I get home, it would have been worth the trip away from my family, all the money I spent on that trip, and certainly all the money I spent on the ticket to be in that mastermind filled with millionaires. So I wrote down on that plane in my Moleskine journal at the time, I still have it, page 1, it said, if I could figure out how to handle clients and get them results better, then it will be worth the money, because I know my stuff works. I know my system works. It works for me and many others, but some people it doesn't work for, and I just cannot figure out why. I mean, the footsteps are the same. The solution is the same. I mean, everything's the same, but yet there's these people who just don't succeed from it. And so I went to this mastermind and I ended up asking the question, I think on the second day. It was a 3-day mastermind. And the guy running the show was like, hey, basically you need to get over that. They're basically screwed without you, and that's just in your own head, and it's preventing you from making a bunch of money. You can't save everybody. I'm like, but why is it that, some people just don't take the steps? They just don't do what they're supposed to do. And he's like, that's not up to you. You're not God. They have their own journeys, right? And so we had this discussion, and it was kind of the beginning of a new world for me, as I figured out, like, oh, okay, it kind of relieved a whole lot of pressure that I'd put on myself. So the footsteps are the same, but yet some of them are not getting the results, and that really bothered me. But it's the way it is in every business. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're a 5-star Michelin restaurant. Some people are not going to like the food. Some people are not going to like the service. And there's so we're gonna unpack this a little bit for you today on this presentation. And believe me, once you kind of just let this unfold for you, it can make all the difference in the world for you being happier with what you do, for you to make more money than you've ever made before, and for you to get better, bigger impacts for your clients. So if you want to add over $8,000 to $20,000, even over $65,000 per month, then you should connect with me below and fill out the form. And let's talk, let's chat, let's text, let's interact back and forth. Go ahead and take that leap of faith and go for it. I don't bite. I'm a nice guy, and I just help people. I just show up, I help people. Now, of course, if you have zero intention of ever investing in yourself or your dreams or your business, and you're not serious and you're not going to take the steps and the actions, and you're just, here for the free coffee, and you're never going to invest in yourself or your dreams, then please do not book a time slot with me. I'm busy. I want to help people who are winners, who want to win more. And you just got to be willing to invest in yourself if you want to be successful. So fill out the form if you're willing to invest in yourself. If you're not ever willing to invest in yourself, then, I mean, you probably won't even make it through another 3 minutes in this video anyway. So you've got to know, like you know, that what you provide is worth way more than the price tag you're asking for. You got to know, like you know, that thing that you're selling is worth way more than the price tag. And when you know, like you know that, then what happens is you get this mentality. They are absolutely screwed without you. When I'm talking to a prospect and they're telling me all their problems, and they're telling me how many times they've been burned before, and they're wounded, and they don't trust anyone, and they've been failing at fixing this problem for so long, and they're on the call with me, and I'm like, oh man, I have the absolute ultimate solution for that. And yet they still don't trust me that I could provide that solution, or that the solution is going to work, and they end up not becoming a client of mine. I feel really bad for them. I really do, because they're going to go waste who knows how much more money on stuff, and how many more years are they going to waste in frustration and pulling their hairs out because they didn't go with me. That makes me feel bad. And I know that they are absolutely screwed without me, because I have this solution. My solution works time and time again. And I know, like I know, and therefore they are screwed if they do not go with my solution. And I know that. So, but you can't save everybody, right? You're not God. You can't save them all. So you save the ones that you can. Now, when you know that it's worth 10 times the price tag that you're asking for, and it almost pains you to provide it for that price tag, then you're on to something. Then you're in the right area. Because for me, I'll bring on a client and I'll be like, just the fact that we can help you go from 50% of your prospects ghosting you on calls to 95% of them showing up on your calls is worth the entire price of admission alone, much less everything else that we're providing you. And that's just one element of the many elements we provide. So in my mind, I'm like, just 1 hour with me is worth 10 times the price tag, much less the whole entire tenure of this program that you're coming into. You see, so I know it's worth 10 times the price tag, and I know they're screwed without me, and I know it's worth so much more, and then I know that I can provide the solution. So how much is a year's worth of trial and error worth? Like, my prospects can spend years of learning this stuff the hard way. What is that worth? I mean, what is time worth, right? Getting all that time back that you could spend with your kids or your family or your dog or your parrot or whatever it's priceless, right? So when you start to look at what you provide, the solutions you provide as being worth way more than the price tag you're asking, and knowing that these people are screwed without you, then it starts to sort of take shape in what it takes to make sure that you believe in your product and service that you're providing. So how much is it worth to keep, for them to keep their problems for years to come as well? If they have to keep their problems for years to come, what is that worth? In other words, instead of paying you, let's say you charge $10,000. Instead of paying you $10,000, they decided to keep their problem. That their problem is not worth $10,000 to fix. You see what I mean? Like, for example, one of my long-term clients, he helps parents that have special needs kids. And I'm like, you need to charge a lot more than you're charging. Let's say I told him to charge $15,000. He's like, oh, my clients are never going to pay me that much money. Many of them are single moms, and they have a lot of expenses, and then there's inflation and all this. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is a problem that you solve, and what's more important to them than their kids, especially their special needs kids? Of course they'll pay you $15,000 without blinking if they believe you can solve the problem, and you can solve the problem, right? And he's like, we're the best problem solver there is in the world for this particular problem. Well, then charge $15,000 or more. You see my point? So they are not buying your hours unless you sell that to them as the value. So if you tell them, hey, you pay me $2,000 and you get 20 hours of my time, then that's what they purchased. So that's what they're going to expect. But so many people, especially experts and coaches and, attorneys and you name it, they think people are buying their billable hours because that's why you've been trained. You give me a retainer for $3,000 and you get X amount of hours. That's not what they're buying. They're buying a solution. They're not buying your hours. They care less about your hours. Let me give you an example. So I had this sick tooth once. That was like the most pain I've ever had in my life. I went to the dentist. I would get this big old giant like thermos of ice cold water and just like swish it around in my mouth on my tooth just to numb it. I just kept my tooth numb the whole time until I get to the dentist. And then the dentist sees me and he's like, "That's a sick tooth. It's gonna need to get extracted. But I'm gonna give you some really hardcore pain medicine, and you need to let the nerves die and the infection to go down, antibiotics and stuff, and then we'll extract it on Monday." It was a Friday. And I was like, "Oh man, okay." So he gave me painkillers, which were terrible. Like literally, I was like, I could not take these pills. I was like seeing things and stuff. I'm not good with medicine. So I'm just like, okay, I got a sick tooth. I mean, I even called like the after hours thing to the dentist on a weekend because I just could not handle the pain. I was like, "Look, this is terrible. I can't take your pain medicine. I'm just excruciating pain. I can't sleep. I'm just really frustrated. I'm thinking about going to the hospital for a tooth." And he's like, "It's just the nerves firing. Hang in there a little bit longer. It usually takes 16 hours or whatever it is." And then so I was like, "Okay, I'll just take another hallucinogenic pill again, painkiller." So I took it again. And then finally I started feeling better. And then I went in on Monday and he pulled the tooth out, right? So imagine he would have said, "Okay, Eric, you have this sick tooth. You're in excruciating pain. I can solve this problem for you right now if I just extract the tooth. The pain will go away instantly. Do you want me to take the tooth out?" Heck yes. Take the tooth out. For me, it was a back tooth, so I didn't care. "Yeah, take the tooth out, man. I cannot handle this pain." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, it's going to be $500. Okay, $500. Here's $500. Take the tooth out." And he's like, "I just want to let you know, I could either take the tooth out like within like 2 minutes, or if you want your money's worth, it could take an hour for me to pull the tooth so you could, get your hour's worth." So because I charge $500 an hour. Like, I don't care if you charge $500 an hour. Get the tooth out as fast as humanly possible. You see the point? But we try to charge by the hour. So anyway, this is helping you to see value that you provide. The value, the solution, the end result that you provide is not your hours, unless you're selling it that way. Now, okay, how much is saving a marriage worth? Is it worth $50 an hour as a therapist? I mean, I spent that at Burgers at lunch. Seriously, Whataburger here in Texas at lunch for a family of 4 is like over $50. I mean, inflation and all, but still, $50 an hour for a therapist to save a marriage? How many hours do you go to that? Like 5? I mean, it's like, when you look at it like this, it's like, well, I think it's worth a lot more than $50 per hour. Would you say it's worth $20,000? So let's say you are a therapist that saves divorce, and you know that you can save their marriage. In fact, you can make it a thriving marriage, and it's $10,000, and you quote them, it's $10,000, and they're like, "Oh, $10,000? That's a crazy amount of money. It should be $50 or so per hour as a therapist." And you're like, no, that they are screwed without you. And how much does a marriage or divorce cost? I mean, tremendous amount. A lot of times there's bankruptcies, there's credit gets demolished. They lose the country club, the cars, the house, the dog, the vacations, the vacation condo. Like, they lose it all, right? And not to mention the price, the stuff you can't put a price on, like children and the emotions and the depression and on and on and on, right? I mean, you can't put a price tag on the cost of a divorce. Yet people charge $30 an hour to help save a marriage. This is the point I'm trying to get through to you, as far as getting really big impacts for your clients. Now, I want to tell you also about the values in the price tag you put on it. So I remember meeting with a friend of mine, this is years ago, and we were at lunch, and he's a colleague, marketer friend of mine, and he said that he had paid this other guy $30,000 to help him. And I had just met that other guy. I had just found out about him. I didn't know him at all. And honestly, I thought he was a pretty goofy dude, not very serious. And I was shocked that my friend, who I respect dearly, paid that guy $30,000. And I was like, you paid him $30,000? And he's like, yeah, sure did. And I'm like, wow, really? And he was like, yeah, 30 grand up front. And I'm like, wow, well, then he must be worth it. You see what I said right there? I mean, I teach this stuff, and it still worked on me. I was like, well, it must be worth it. Why else would you have a $30,000 price tag on it? So the value is the price tag that you put on it. So on this marriage divorce thing, if it's $30,000, the couple would be like, $30,000? I don't know, maybe we should go look somewhere else. But then they will start thinking, well, it must be worth it then. He did have some big claims that, he would make our marriage even thriving marriage, and look at all the proof factors and everything else, which is all marketing, testimonials and proof factors and, a user-friendly proposition and a unique proposal. Like all of that's part of crafting a really valuable offer. But the point here that I'm making is life pays the price you demand of it, right? So I'm going to get into a couple of advanced things, but I want you to brace for impact as I go through these, because not everybody's going to accept this the right way. And I get that, and I'm willing to take that risk. This kind of stuff I'm about to talk about is usually reserved for my high-paying VIP clients. But I'm going to give you a couple of, golden gems here that you can use for your business and your advancement. But these are advanced, so brace for impact. And not everybody's going to accept these, especially newbies. They may get emotionally upset about some of this stuff, because they think like a consumer as opposed to a seller. You're either a buyer or you're a seller, predominantly in your mindset. If you're mostly a buyer, then you're going to complain about marketing and upsells and price points and, all this advanced selling stuff, right? If you're intermediate or advanced, you're going to love what I'm about to share, okay? So it just depends on you, but I'm going to cover, for the risk of it here, a couple of advanced things, so brace for impact. So one of the things I want to talk about is you will take a big, huge leap in your business when you stop equating and confusing your business with the damn deliverables. Yeah, maybe we should just go ahead and read that again. You will take a quantum, huge, massive, giant, monstrous leap up, catapulting up in your business when you finally stop equating and confusing your business and what your business is with your damn deliverables. That's not your business. Everyone thinks it is, but it's not. Write this down, pause the video, and ponder this and think about, print it out, put it on the wall, and think about this every day until it really gets into the consciousness of your business and you. So it's not up to you as to why they are buying. There's 1,000 different reasons that you don't even know about as to why people buy. I have gone through this a million times where people will pay me a lot of money and then I think they bought for a certain reason and it wasn't that reason at all. And there's no way to determine what that reason is. So stop beating yourself up about what that reason is and just allow yourself to receive the money. See, when your offer is worth 10 times the price tag and you know that they're screwed without you, and you know that the program or your solution or service is worth so much more than the price tag, and it's worth it to you, and you believe in your solution, and then people start giving you money for this, it messes with your mind, right? It's a mind trick because you'll wonder why some people, bought or didn't buy or what's going on post-sell with them. Like they'll disappear on you and stuff. You're like, why did they disappear after giving me all this money? Things like that happen. And it's because it's not up to you. there's no way to determine why they bought. Okay, like you think they bought because they want to save their marriage, or they want to lose weight, or they want to, file bankruptcy, or they want this or that. But that may not necessarily be the reason why they paid for it and did it. Like maybe they filed bankruptcy because they just want to stick it to that person who's trying to sue them and get back at them and be like, haha. Maybe they filed bankruptcy to like be like their sister. I don't know. Like there's a million reasons why people do the things that they do. So it's not up to you. So why do you keep paying me yearly for 20 years? So I asked this client of mine, I'm like, why do you keep paying me every year for all these years? I think by now you pretty much know everything I know. Like, I'm really curious, like, what's the main reason? Just be honest with me and tell me, like, why do you think like each year you're like, I can't wait to renew with Eric? What's your reason for that? Because he's been renewing every year. And he's like, you gave me recognition for my accomplishments to other people and myself on our group calls and all that. And I'm like, huh? And he's like, every time you accomplish something, and you're like my best cheerleader. You like make me feel great about my accomplishment, my new accomplishment. And then you also brag about it to others from time to time. And for me, that's worth renewing every year. I'm like, you've got to be kidding. I have beat myself up nightly for years wondering why you keep renewing with me. And I just felt guilty about like keeping renewing you. And we'll talk about that in a minute, feeling guilty about money and being a people pleaser. But the simple fact is, because I would charge him every year and he would pay that every year, he kept growing and growing and growing and doing better and better and better. And it wasn't necessarily because of the tactical steps and stuff or resources I was sharing with him. It was because of this, according to him, and probably other reasons too. So you are not responsible for their success or lack thereof. Nobody can make them lose weight, make money, stop drinking, grow their business, get out of debt, protect their assets, etc., 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 especially you. Nobody is responsible for their success or their failure or lack thereof, especially you. You are not, listen, you are not responsible for their success or their lack of success. You're not responsible for their failure. I don't even care if they blame you for their failure. You're not responsible for that. Just make sure that your solution is worth 10 times the price tag and then some. Make sure you know, and truly believe in your offer and what you provide in your solution. And some people are just not going to succeed with it. And that is a fact. And that's because they're not taking the action. I mean, I paid a personal trainer and stuff. I'm like, dude, this is my goal. And he was like, well, we're going to achieve that goal. Now, let's make it happen. I'm with you. Let's go, brother. And, like 6 weeks into it, I'm like, dude, this is way, way, way too hard for me, right? Like, it wasn't his fault. I mean, I was like pigging out after our CrossFit workouts. It's like, I was like, sure, I'm counting my calories. Yep. I didn't have that Snickers bar. Like, listen, don't let this derail your success. You want to show up with passion, show up to truly help these people, give them everything you have, your heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears. Make sure that your offer is worth 10 times the price tag and then some. Give them everything that you can muster, but don't beat yourself up if they don't take the steps. Listen, most of the time, and when I went to this mastermind, this is one of the things the guy told me. He's like, hey, most of the time they screw it up themselves. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, most of the time, if they don't get the results that you're providing them or that you sold them, most of the times they don't get the results because they screwed it up in some form or fashion. And I battled that for years. But you know what? Every time I would, like, for example, I was helping people get clients on LinkedIn. And I would have people reach out to me and they'd be like, I'm not getting any clients on LinkedIn. It's not working for me. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not working for you? It's working for me and many others. What are you doing? And they're like, wow, well, I'm doing exactly what you said to do. And I'm like, and you're being consistent? Yes. And you're just not getting any clients? No. So I'd say, well, can you give me your user password? Let me log in there and see what you're doing. Maybe I can see something. Okay, here's my user password. You know that it would take me about 2 minutes on average to see that they were doing stuff wrong? I'm like, you're selling on LinkedIn. Like, don't sell on LinkedIn. Like, I'm just like, every time I even came up with my own saying, which was like 1.2 minutes. It was my own little thing I would say to myself, 1.2 minutes. Like same with my wife too. My wife would be like, I can't get this drawer to open. I have like this 1.2 minute thing. It takes me 1.2. It's very narcissistic, but it takes me 1.2 minutes to figure something out a lot of times. Same with my son. My son would be like, I tried to get the garage door to, it's not working. I'm like, did you try to like hook the thing? I've been trying, and it doesn't work. I go out there and I fix it in 1.2 minutes. And it's the same thing with clients. It's like, but I used to beat myself up about that, right? Like, maybe I'm not, good enough person. Like, no, it's not. That's an imposter syndrome, right? So there's a lot to this. And I tell you this as an advanced training for you because, it has helped so many people make money. I don't even know how to express this to you. These are, like, you may be judging me. You may be like, I'm not going to buy from that guy. But the truth is, the intermediate to advanced people that I've taken under my wing and helped them with some of this stuff have exploded their incomes because we unlocked some of the barriers that were holding them back. And this is a really big barrier that holds a lot of people back. Very ambitious, talented, smart, passionate, driven people are held back because of this here problem that I'm talking about. I hope it helps you. So if you think their success is up to you, you're going to make yourself sick emotionally and you'll quit. I've seen a lot of good, talented people quit simply because the customers and clients beat them up, bloodied them, black-eyed them to the point that they just couldn't handle it because their conscience felt bad because they thought they were screwing people over. But the fact of the matter was what they were providing was amazing. They were just letting the small percentage of people who are vocal and toxic ruin it for the majority. And that's sad, but it's true. So if you think their success is up to you, you're wrong, first of all, and you'll make yourself sick and you'll quit. If you think their results are your responsibility, you'll make yourself emotionally sick. I have a manic, deep, crazy desire to help my clients succeed. It's a dysfunction because I grew up poor, okay? And I'm a nice, driven, passionate guy that's sometimes I want it worse for them than they want for themselves. Like I think I want you to succeed more than you want to succeed yourself at times. That's how it comes across at times. But I have this huge desire to help people. And 90% of the time, it seems I want it more than they do. And a lot of times, they'll screw it up. And it just needs to be tweaked and fixed. And then finally, it'll succeed. But yeah, it's not my responsibility to make anybody on planet Earth succeed. I'm not God. So to get your clients big impacts, realize that 90% is mental. 90% of this is mental. Yet we focus on the physical task at hand. I'm trying to get my logo up there. I'm trying to get this little script to work. But most of the time it's mindset. It's I over E, right? Intelligence over emotions. If we let our emotions get the best of us, it prevents us from succeeding. The biggest impacts come from borrowing your confidence, Eric. You know how many times I've heard people say, man, I was able to hit $100,000 per month for the first time ever. I'm like, well, what did it? What do you think did it from my program and hiring me? And they're like, I think it was just your confidence. I'm like, yeah, that's a big part of it, right? Because they have the confidence to finally set up a team, hire somebody. They have the confidence to finally run ads. Now they have the confidence to do social media marketing or build an email list or, raise their prices or open another office or on and on and on, right? So the confidence that I lend to them based on the strategies and emotions and everything else is enough for a lot of people to have a massive leaps up in their incomes and business and happiness. So or they'll be like, you were just so encouraging to me that it just propelled me forward to follow the steps. And that's what was really missing, because a lot of times people know what to do. They just won't do it. So being a cheerleader for them has, and I realize that should be one word, right? Cheerleader. But being a cheerleader for them has made massive differences. Being a shoulder to lie on or rely on, lean on, and lean on me. when you're not strong. Okay. Being a leader for them, like being direct and being confident and having a little moxie, maybe a little cockiness is enough to propel people forward and make them a lot more money. So all of that, a lot of people talk themselves out of things. They second guess themselves. They're being double-minded, and just fixing that can make a massive difference in their income. But with my system, the footsteps are the same. So if it was just black and white numbers math, I'd be like, well, do the steps and you make the money. And that's easier said than done, because some people will sabotage it because they have a fear of success. Others will sabotage it because they have a fear of failure. Some will sabotage it because they have a fear of ridicule. Some will sabotage it because they have a fear of something else, spiders or something. There's a million reasons, but it's all emotional. It's all inner game mindset stuff, right? So empathy, when you get your clients, if you really want to get them results, when they can feel your sincerity, when they can feel your passion and feel your trustworthiness and feel your desire to help them, that you're a real person, that you're human and honest and authentic and not perfect, that's what will propel them forward. That will catapult them. That will skyrocket them, okay? In breakneck speed, they will be able to succeed because of feelings and emotions and passion and life force and enthusiasm and confidence and, courage, and all of that kind of fits together to generate success, right? So you want to get around clients and people who are BIs, not BNIs. Got this from Dan Sullivan, but BIs, batteries included people versus batteries not included people. Batteries not included people will take the charge off the batteries included people. The batteries not included people are toxic. They're not going to win. You're not going to win with them no matter what. Everything's a slippery slope. I had a guy reach out to me and was like, Eric, what do we do if we don't have any financial wherewithal to invest in ourselves? What is someone like me to do? And I'm like, save money, till you can invest in yourself. Get a second job, or maybe do something on the side to produce extra income so you can invest in yourself. But, it's going to require money to make money. That's just, it's not my world. That's what it is. It takes money to make money. That guy came back and totally attacked me. Off the charts. I'm like, oh my God, I was just trying to help you, dude. Chill out. But he just called me all kinds of names, and I don't know his story. And, I wasn't picking on you. I was telling you what to do. But what I'm saying, that's very toxic. Okay. It's very toxic the way he acted there. Maybe I was wrong to try to give advice, but still you don't want to do business with people like that, no matter what. It's not worth the money, and it'll just wreck your business, because the more of those you have in the mix, then the more they're going to just blame you for their shortcomings, right? They're going to blame you for their crappy lives, and that it's not your fault, but you're going to feel like it is because they're ridiculing you. Well, really what they're saying is, help me, I'm jacked up and I'm going to take it out on you. But ultimately, the more you surround yourself with positively charged people who are enthusiastic and encouraging and positive and all that, the better you're going to be, the better results you're going to get. I'm a big baseball guy, and my son plays baseball, and we've done some teams, and I've coached some and all that. And some teams are just super toxic. Coaches are toxic, and they're cussing out their players and making fun of them, and the team is making fun of each other, and if there's an error, they're picking on each other. That's super toxic. Good luck winning like that. Good luck winning, because baseball's hard. It's a game of failure. So you make an error and someone's going to ridicule you when they make errors themselves. Or if you strike out and they make fun of you for striking out, they lead the team in strikeouts. All that kind of stuff is ridiculous. And as a coach, my team better not be like that, because we're just going to lose. Now, sometimes you lose because you have a lack of skills and talent, but that's one thing. But if we're losing because of toxicity, I don't want those kids on my team. I want the kids to have encouragement and positivity about them. So it's the same thing in life. Now, that's important whenever you accept your client selection. If you're allowing anyone to give you money, including the toxic people, then, you're going to have to deal with toxic clients who are going to make you feel like crap, no matter what it is that you do. You can bend over backwards and give them the moon, and they're still going to blame you for everything. So lastly, or we're almost there to the end here, no people pleasing. People pleasing is like saying, please love me. I'm not loved. I need some love. Please love me. And like you like say you have someone come like fix your swimming pool, and you're like, oh man, you did a great job. It looks great. How much do I owe you? And they're like, oh, I don't know. How about whatever you can afford, $20 maybe, or I'll just do it for free. Like no problem. Maybe you can refer me to some other people. And what that person is saying is, please love me. Please like me. Please say nice things about me and appreciate me. They're not charging, right? Everything costs money, and you're worth it, and you're worth money, and you got to put a price tag on it, or you're being a people pleaser. People are going to run over you, and you're not ever going to make money. You're not going to attract the money. It's not going to work. So it's a business. It's not charity. So charge people to renew. Charge people for different things. Bill them when they show up. Call them out when needed. I'll call someone out when needed. If I'm the coach and they have paid me, and I'm like, hey, look, man, I haven't heard from you in a month. What you been doing? Like, I'm going to call you out, right? So now that's also backfired too, where if you hold people accountable too much, they get upset that you're holding them too accountable, right? So there's kind of a balance there, how you do that. But ultimately, the way I look at it is my system is not on trial. You are. My system is not on trial. My system works, period. It's worked for me. It's worked for others. It works, period. End of story. No further questions, Your Honor. Do not pass go. Do not click your $200. My system works. It's not on trial. You're on trial. So at that point, when you look at it from that perspective, if they're on trial, then usually what it takes for them to be successful is A, do the steps, B, let's fix the mindset stuff, because the mind junk is what gets in there and screws everything up. So let go of the stress of having to provide a miracle. If someone's not stopping drinking or losing weight or, overspending and getting in debt, all that stuff, you are not the savior. Okay, get over that and get busy selling a solution that is worth 10 times the price tag you are asking. If you don't feel good about your offer, add to it, tweak it, master it, work on it to make it better and better and better, so you do feel like your solution is worth 10 times the price tag and more. Develop that solution, keep developing it, keep tweaking it, keep making it better, so it's so good that that they are screwed without you, and that it is worth 10 times the price tag or more. Deliver the service or solution the best way you possibly can, and let God sort them out from there. That's the way you need to look at it. And what will happen from this is a few things. One, you're going to make so much more money, profits, at higher price tags, and better clients, more BIs, batteries included people. You will be happier. You will be more successful. You will sleep better at night. You will attract more success into your business. You will gain momentum. That's one of the things that's going to happen from this. And then the other thing that's going to happen from this, and you really should watch this video again so it can really sink in, because I talked about a lot of different things. The other thing that's going to happen is your clients, listen, your clients will get better results. Your clients will get better results. So the rising tide lifts all boats. It's all connected. That's why if you are like this and you can own what it is I'm teaching you here, then the rising tide lifts all boats. You make more money, they get better results. So if you want to add another $8,000 to $20,000 or even over $60,000 monthly, then you should connect with me below. Just do it. Take the leap of faith. Fill out the form and just go for it. I don't bite. I just show up and help people, as you can tell on this training. Now, I can zero in on what's holding you back. There's all kinds of things I could do for you to help you out for no charge, just to get you going. But if you have no intention of ever investing in yourself or your business or your dreams or goals, and you're never going to put skin in the game, then please do not book a time slot with me. I am not there for that. I am here to help winners win more. I'm looking for driven, ambitious, batteries included people who want to take it to the next level. Even if you're starting from scratch, if you're ambitious and you're a positive oriented, coachable person who's going to go for it to make yourself and your life better, then I'm your guy. I am definitely your guy. Fill out the form. But if you're just looking to fake it and be a faker and suck up people's time and you have no intention, dude, don't do that to me, please. So fill out the form below and I will help you make a bunch of money, period. Guaranteed. Fill out the form. I look forward to chatting with you. This is Eric Louvier. Thanks so much.